What's up everybody, Chef Glenn Bean. I'm back in the kitchen and today I'm throwing it back with a Southern classic and a Blue Plate special, Salmon Croquettes. But I'm giving it a little bit of refinement. Rice pilaf, buttered French green beans, and a white wine to tie it all together. Let's go. I need to get my croquettes put together. I'm using canned salmon today. Canned salmon can be a high quality, very flavorful product. It actually gives you that signature flavor you need when you're making salmon croquettes. But a couple of things you need to look for when you're buying canned salmon. First of all, make sure that you're buying wild caught salmon. Wild caught generally means that the salmon is of higher quality. The other thing that you're looking for is you want to make sure that the cans that the salmon come in are BPA free. Third, last but not least, is you want to look for the sodium content because a lot of these canned salmons will have added salt, and we don't need added salt in our salmon. So I've got my salmon here and all of my ingredients, as I said, and the first thing I need to do is I got an egg. I want to get my egg beaten. I'm just going to start adding my ingredients to the salmon. I've got my egg. Dijon mustard. Mayo. Finely diced onions. Fresh parsley. And breadcrumbs. Gotta season it with some salt, some black pepper, and I'm gonna make up 4 patties. I'm gonna sit these in the refrigerator and allow them to chill for about 15 minutes. Let's make the rice pilaf. All right, let's start with the butter. I'm gonna go ahead and add my shallots. I wanna saute these shallots up for about 2 minutes or so, 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna add my rice to the pot. I'm gonna toast this rice for about a minute or 2. I'm gonna add my chicken broth. And I'm gonna season it with some salt. A little pinch of salt there. I'm gonna move my rice pilaf to the stove. As I said, I'm gonna simmer it for about 15 minutes or so. Let's get these green beans blanched. All right, I've got my French green beans here, and if you choose to use just regular green beans, that's fine. They work equally as well. So I've got my pot of water going here, and I'm gonna get it good and salted. I've got an ice bath here, and I'm gonna blanch these and shock them in this ice bath. All right, my green beans are good to go. Pull them from the water, straight into the ice bath. Stop the cooking. I want to get these green beans dried off so that they don't pop when we put them in the pan. Let's talk about the wine. I'm pairing my salmon croquettes with a 2017 Aubon Clement Santa Barbara County Chardonnay. This is from the Los Alamos Vineyard. Let's get some in the glass. All right, so 2017, this has had an opportunity to lay around for a little while. I can tell on the nose we got a little pruny thing going on on the nose. The fruit is like it's like stewed fruit. Really ripe. Let's give it a taste. Wow. Really, really on the high end of medium bodied. If it were just a little, I mean, it could just a little bit more and it would be full bodied. It's just that viscous. Really balanced acidity, nice body on the wine. I'm getting white fruit, pear. I'm also getting a little green apple on the palate as well. So in this wine, I appreciate the fact that it's not oaked. I'm looking for something to pair with this Salmon Croquette that's a Chardonnay, but an unoaked Chardonnay. And so this has really, like I said, it's really balanced acidity, nice body, no oak. I think this is gonna do it. Let's give it a shot. I'm ready to cook up my salmon croquettes. They've been chilling in the refrigerator. I've got my saute pan here and I'm gonna add a little butter and oil. Oil and butter. I'm gonna cook the croquettes about 3 or 4 minutes per side. Get my croquettes flipped over. All right, my salmon croquettes are done. I'm gonna pull them from this pan. I've got a little sheet pan here with a rack in it, and I've got my oven preheated to 185 degrees. I'm gonna hold these in the oven while I get my green beans sauteed. All right, I've got my blanched French green beans, and these are really simple. I've got some butter. All right, I'm gonna toss my beans in. Season them with a little salt, some black pepper. I'm gonna saute these for about 2 minutes or so. Remember, they're already blanched. All right, I'm ready to try my salmon croquettes. That's fantastic. Good rice. Green beans are on point. Just hit it with a little lemon and hot sauce. Just the way I like it. That's good. Let's see if it pairs. That's fantastic. The fact that we'd chosen a Chardonnay that was not oaked was the perfect choice. That crisp acidity. Oh, it's really loving the salmon, everything on the plate, the rice and the green beans. But I gotta double check. I gotta do my due diligence. Wow. That is a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn Bean, as always, eat well.